Evening. I call this meeting to order. Will you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of
the United States of America, and to the republic, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Can we please start with a roll call?
Council President Albertson.
Here.
Councilmember Vaughn.
Here.
Councilmember Perez.
Here.
Councilmember Prince. Councilmember McIrvin.
Here.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
Here.
Councilmember Rivera.
Here.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, one absent.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
Yeah, Councilmember Perez.
I move to excuse the absent council member.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember Rivera, that the absent council member be excused. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Point of information, it was not Councilmember Rivera who seconded that motion. It was Councilmember O'Halloran. I know we look a lot alike.
I stand corrected. It was female voice from that into the dais. I apologize. It was moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember O'Halloran. All right. Thank you. Motion still carries. All right, we're going to move on to the administrative report.
All right, good evening, everyone. The Free Summer Concert Series continues Thursday, July 31st. Enjoy jazz, Latin music, and guitar by Scott Lindenmuth on the Kid Valley stage at Coulon Park from 6:30 to 8 p.m. For more information, please visit rentonwa.gov/events. Information about preventative street maintenance, traffic impact projects, road closures happening this week can be found at rentonwa.gov/traffic. All projects are weather permitting unless otherwise noted. Streets will always remain open.
All right, thank you. Next on the agenda is audience comment. We do have a couple people signed up to speak. I want to remind you that all remarks must be addressed to the council as a whole. When I call your name, please step up to the podium, give your name and city of that you live in, and you'll be given 3 minutes. There's a timer in front of the city clerk there. When the time turns to yellow, please start winding up your comments. First up is Matt Frazier.
Hi, my name is Matt Frazier. I live in the wonderful city of Renton, Washington. My wife and I co-own Drumroll Wine on South 3rd Street. I'm here today to speak very quickly in favor of traffic calming measures along said corridor. I believe there are 3 primary reasons we're facing unsafe environment for both pedestrians and vehicles, and I'm going to mention a couple what I think could be short-term, easy, partial solutions. So first of all, we've got one-way traffic. That unified direction of traffic was probably great in the era of American graffiti. Cruising the loop sounds like it was probably a lot of fun, a good idea at the time, but I think it's time to modernize as well. One-way traffic encourages all sorts of bad behavior, let's say. Secondly, the heavy presence of King County Metro is definitely an issue. I love public transportation. I'm all for it. However, those buses trying to stay on schedule, I'm sure, are moving way too fast down the street. They're running yellow lights. They're running orange lights. I've had my own brush with harm, I'll say. I won't say death. That would be extreme. So I think something needs to be happening there with the Metro service. And then finally, there's inconsistent traffic lighting down the street. So if you drive from my house on Earlington Hill, you cross Rainier onto South 3rd, you see wonderfully modern traffic signal, easy to see. You see another one, and then you get to Morris and to Smithers, and you see these little lights from the 80s on tiny poles. They're partially obscured by trees. And I think that is not encouraging the best behavior from drivers. Very quickly, a couple of potential it's not even yellow yet, a couple of potential partial solutions that I think would not be impossible to implement on a short timeline. First is traffic cameras. We've parked them over on 2nd Street at times. I'd like to see them on South 3rd Street. People will be safer and you guys get to raise some revenue through speeding tickets. And then secondly, and I did send this to the council members earlier today. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it or not, but some communities around the country and in fact around the world are experimenting with 3D crosswalks. There have been some studies to show that it probably has a positive effect on slowing down traffic. It definitely has a positive marketing and messaging effect on public safety, pedestrian safety. So I encourage you to look at that image that I sent today, as well as the study. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you. All right, Jeff Deneen.
Dear Renton City Council members and Mayor Pavone, I've come before you today to express concerns about Renton's growing rat problem. I first became aware of the problem several months ago when a rental property on my block developed a visible rat issue, where rats could be seen scampering across the front porch or across the front yard in the middle of the day. Within a short period of time, rats began to move onto an adjoining property. This property owner promptly contracted with an exterminator, and over the past several months has spent thousands of dollars to get rid of the rats, only to be told by the exterminator that the number of rats that they are encountering can only indicate that there is a sizable established rat population in the area, and that the rats that they remove are just being replaced by new rats from the surrounding population. We contacted the Renton Code Compliance and were told that it is impossible to know where rats come from, making it impossible to hold individual property owners responsible for rat complaints. I have since taken time to look for rats and have been totally surprised by the number of rats that I have found in my own yard, scampering across midday the Piazza Park and across city streets. I have also started asking community members about rats and have been stunned by the comments about the number of rat sightings, the number of rats found in yards, garbage, and even in homes. I asked the Renton Park employee, if they had been seeing more rats, and was told that they had recently seen rats on the park that runs along Burnett Place, and thought that they were there because of demolition activity for the new high school. I'm afraid that the demolition of 20 to 40 homes for the new high school will displace a sizable rat population into the surrounding neighborhoods. It has been estimated that rats are responsible for $20 billion worth of damage in the United States annually. According to the 2024 Orkin database, Seattle ranks the 17th most rat-infested city in the United States. Rats are known to carry and transmit a wide variety of diseases to pets and humans. Rats carry ticks that can be transmitted to humans and pets. Ticks are known carriers for a host of diseases, the best known being Lyme disease, which for some individuals can develop into debilitating conditions. Rats carry and transmit Giardia, a serious gastrointestinal disease. Rats are known to carry a number of viral diseases, the best known being hantavirus, which has a mortality rate of up to 38%. Several cities in Washington state, such as Kirkland, Shoreline, and Seattle, have enacted programs and abatement laws to address the growing rat concern. This problem is not going away, and it is only going to get worse. With our warming climate, rats are experiencing longer breeding and foraging seasons. Cities are getting denser, generating more waste and habitat for rats to live in. Rats represent an unreasonable financial, health, and psychological burden or threat to Renton residents. And if what the city code compliance says is true, that rats represent a problem beyond the scope of individual property owners to be held accountable, then it only follows that the responsibility to address the concern falls on the city. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've also I also attached some information about rats that I was able to find. So, thank you.
Thank you. For the record, will you state city of residence?
What now?
For the record, state the city of
Oh,
residence.
Renton.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. And next up is Tristan Cochin. Tristan.
I feel like I forgot to state my city of residence several times the last couple times I've been doing that. downtown Renton resident Tristan Koshin. I wasn't planning on speaking tonight, but Matt spoke up, and Matt and his wife and their business are basically a neighbor of mine. I live right across the street from them. I constantly walk past them. I talk to them a lot, and I visit them a lot at their business. And hearing their concerns inspired me to speak up tonight. And I also saw Matt's post on Renton Responds that was posted this morning as well. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep, so bear with me a little bit. Yeah, I live in downtown on South 3rd Street, and I know all too well about the issues with traffic in downtown, speeding, and definitely pedestrian safety. South 3rd Street and South 2nd Street are highways in the literal and figurative sense, being part of State Route 900. What I want to recommend, and I recommended this last week as well, but this is something that's more political than cost or budget or planning or design, a right on red ban in downtown and leading pedestrian intervals. And I know the other one, leading pedestrian intervals, requires infrastructure changes and a bit of money. And that's something that can be done down the line. And I know that two-way conversion is still a ways out due to funding and design and so on. But something that we can do right now is those two suggestions I had. The right on red ban is something that can be done with signage and enforcement. Its biggest barrier being political, not budget or design. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, I don't think we have anybody signed up remotely. All right, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. We always appreciate public comment. Definitely a theme tonight around traffic calming measures, something that the city takes serious. We just got an email earlier today about traffic calming measures in downtown. And the other one is rat abatements throughout the city. And it sounds like our neighboring cities have programs. We will definitely look into that and see what other cities are doing about rat abatement. So thank you again for coming and speaking to council. All right, we're on to consent agenda. There are 8 items for council consideration. Are there any that you would like pulled for separate discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Council President.
hearing none, move to approve the consent agenda as published.
Second.
It's been moved by Council President Albertson, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council approve the consent agenda as published. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. We are on to unfinished business. Council President Albertson.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Van.
No unfinished business, Mayor.
Councilmember Perez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Finance Committee has 6 reports to present.
All right, Finance Committee report, approval of claims and payroll vouchers. The Finance Committee approves the following payments. Accounts payable, total payment of $12,373,893.18 for a number of vouchers and payroll benefit withholding vouchers. And 2 is payroll, total payment of $2,190,937.75 for payroll vouchers that include 813 direct deposits and 49 checks. This is the June 16th through 30th pay period. And then Kidder Matthews vouchers totaling $36,791.87, and municipal court vouchers totaling $45,898.97. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the recommendation of the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember O'Halloran, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the next report is regarding an agreement for the Don Person Senior Activity Center. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence with the staff recommendation to approve and authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with BCRA Incorporated in the amount of $324,394 for architectural design, project, and construction management services related to the replacement of the HVAC equipment, roofing, and exterior siding at the Don Person Senior Activity Center. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Councilmember
I
Perez.
move that the council concur with the recommendation of the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez, seconded by Councilmember O'Halloran, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Right, the next report is regarding a conservation grant with Puget Sound Energy. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence with the staff recommendation to accept and authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the conservation grant agreement with Puget Sound Energy for a minimum total of $23,458 and up to $222,228, dependent on the 12-month performance review for the upgrade of HVAC controls and schedule for City Hall. This too is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the recommendation of the Finance Committee committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember O'Halloran, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the next report is regarding an interlocal agreement with Seattle Contraband Interdiction and Investigations Task Force and the United States Postal Inspection Services. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the resolution approving the interlocal agreement with the Seattle Contraband Interdiction Investigations Task Force, United States Postal Inspection Services, for overtime reimbursement of up to $20,707.50 per year per task force officer and $2,500 per year for the routine maintenance of each vehicle assigned to the task force. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the recommendation of the Finance Committee committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember O'Halloran, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the next report is regarding an agreement with Valley Defenders for indigent defense services. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the agreement for indigent defense services with Valley Defenders PLLC for a total base amount of $1,560,000 plus additional compensation as outlined in the agreement for cases exceeding the annual contracted allotment. This too is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the recommendation of the Finance Committee committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember O'Halloran, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the final report is regarding the Maplewood Park Playground Replacement Project. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the contract agreement with All Play Systems LLC in the amount of $331,808.43 for the replacement of playground equipment and Americans with Disabilities Act 88 upgrades at Maplewood Park. This too is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the recommendation of the Finance Committee committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember O'Halloran, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. On to the next person, which is Councilmember McGurven.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Rivera.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
All right, we're going to move on to legislation. We have one resolution for adoption.
Okay, this resolution is regarding that interlocal agreement with the United States Postal Inspection Service. Resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to enter into an interlocal agreement with the United States Postal Inspection Service for the purpose of participating in the Seattle Contraband Interdiction Investigations, the CI2 Task Force.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council adopt the resolution as read.
Second.
All right, it's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember Halloran, that the council adopt the resolution as read. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to highlight something that got brought up.
Yes, Councilmember Rivera.
Yes, it was brought into concern with the increase of federal developments with USPS being involved in some broader immigration operations. So we inquired as to RPD's role, and I want to emphasize that this has nothing to do with immigration enforcement whatsoever. This will only be to investigate, arrest, and prosecute individuals who are participating in illegal drug activity associated with the U.S. mail. This will not be in conflict at all with the Keep Washington Working Act, and I just want to ensure that everyone was aware of that.
All right, thank you. Any other discussion?
Mr. Mayor, just to add real quick, we asked the exact same question in finance. So
All right. Got that one covered. Any other questions? All right. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Okay, we're on to new business. Council President Albertson.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, on Monday, August 4th, 5:45 p.m., the Committee of the Whole will meet in the Council Conferencing Center. One item on the agenda, revenue strategies for public safety and parks. And then at 7 p.m., we'll have the regular council meeting here in council chambers and via video conference on that Monday as well. And I also want to say publicly, I want to give kudos to the Parks and Recreation Department and really every member of the city staff on the Renton River Days. This weekend was there for all of the activities, and by my observations, it seems like one of the best ones we've ever had. Entertainment was fantastic. Food truck selection. I think the side that had the More for the Children by Henry Moses, I heard was, I'll just call it standing room only, not that we expect them to sit down. But overall, just kudos to the city for putting on a good River Days. And anybody who did not go, you should make sure you go next year because it was fantastic. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Thank you. All right, Councilmember Van.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The Utilities Committee will be meeting on August 4th, Monday at 4:15 p.m. We have two items on the agenda. One is contract with RH2 Engineering Incorporated for the lift station and Force Main Improvements Project Phase 4. And 2026 to 2035 interlocal agreements with WRIA 8 and WRIA 9. That's all, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Perez.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember McGurven.
yes, Mr. Mayor, the Transportation Committee will be meeting on Monday, August 4th at 5 p.m. in the council conference room and via video conference. There are two items on the agenda. First is supplemental agreement number 2 to contract, or supplement number 2 to contract agreement 20-3 with Sargent Engineers Incorporated for the Hauser Way Bridge seismic retrofit and painting project. And second, supplement number 2 to contract agreement 20-4 with Sargent Engineers for the Williams Avenue Bridge seismic retrofit and painting project. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Halloran.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Rivera.
No new business, Mr. Mayor Pavone.
Okay, thank you. So, before we go, I want to kind of repeat what Council President Albertson said and talk about River Days. So, this year was our 39th River Days, but it was, I believe, the third year that the city has taken over responsibility for that. It was a nonprofit group that ran it for 36 years, I believe. And it really felt like staff hit their stride this year and did a fantastic job. It was well attended, lots of comments about the fact that we have a whole area for the kids that is free. Really well attended, great music. So thank you very much to all of our staff. It takes quite a bit of work from our Parks Department, Public Works, the Police Department. It's really quite a heavy lift. So yes, next year, July 25th through the 27th will be the 40th annual River Day. Thank you, Councilman Perez. All right, what's the wish of the council?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President Albertson, second by Councilmember Halloran that we adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Thank you all. We're adjourned. Is that what you're trying to tell me?